MacGuffin reviews. Yeah. The Cabinet of Curiosities. Season 1, Episode 8. The Murmuring. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. I'm going to recap this episode and I'm going to spoil it, so go and watch it. Yeah, this is the final episode of the first season of The Cabinet of Curiosities. Hopefully it gets a second because I've really enjoyed it. Some great directors, some great stories. Guillermo del Toro is bringing the the talent. He's great writing, great directing. He's really brought a great series to Netflix. Hopefully, he gets a second season. And Guillermo always brings class and good stuff. Okay, so this episode is it's a nice way to finish the season. It's a ghost story, and there's drama here, mystery, and there's also a bit of hope and light. And it's a nice episode to finish the season with. Directed by Jennifer Kent. You may have seen she directed The Babadook. It's a nice little horror movie, and The Nightingale. And she also had a hand in writing this as well. And 2 stars in this, Andrew Lincoln and Essie Davis. Essie Davis plays Nancy Bradley, and you may have seen her in The Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions, Isolation, Charlotte's Web, the movie Australia, The Babadook, Game of Thrones, Mindhorn, The True History of the Kelly Gang. And she does a great job in this. It's a really hard part. She's a woman who is mourning the loss of her daughter, but she's doing it in a very internal way. She's not showing emotion, and her husband Edgar Bradley is worried about her, and their marriage is in trouble because she's isolating herself away from her husband and she's not dealing with the grief. Andrew Lincoln plays Edgar Bradley, and of course we know him from The Walking Dead TV show, the movie Love Actually, and the TV shows Teachers, This Life, and Afterlife. And another great actor. He's been great on The Walking Dead, and it's nice to see him doing something else for a change. He really brings a great performance to this role of a man who loves his wife and is mourning the loss of his daughter and wants to connect with his wife but can't because his wife is closed off from him and is going through her own internal trauma. And it's an episode of these two people trying to deal with this grief and their relationship breaking up, and they're ornithologists. So they're studying birds on this island, a remote island, and the bird's called Dunlin, and they're studying them, and they're taking records of the patterns of the birds and all this sort of stuff, and they're staying in an isolated house. Now, the isolated house they're staying in has had a lot of history, a lot of bad history. Nancy starts seeing ghosts of a mother and son, and we later find out that the mother has murdered the son and then commits suicide. So it's a very dark story. Edgar doesn't believe Nancy's seeing these ghosts and hearing things in the house, but he's beginning to be worried about her mental state. And by the end of the episode, we have this healing. Nancy helps the young ghost of the boy, move on to the next world. And through this process of healing, and she heals herself. It helps her own internal fight with trying to come to terms with the loss of her daughter, and yeah, so it's a very heartwarming episode. It's a really nice ending to the, there's a really nice ending to this, an uplifting one. The Nancy and Edgar come together in the end. The relationship. This sort of like the ghost story in this is pretty mundane. It's probably stuff we've seen before a lot in other movies, but yeah, but just with the two actors in this, with Essie and Andrew Lincoln, yeah, it's a great combination. The two of them are going head to head. There's some really heartbreaking scenes between the two of them. Jennifer Kent does a great job, and yeah, as I said, this is a nice final episode to the season. There's been a lot of dark episodes with endings that, if you're looking for horror, you're getting a horror ending. But this is a very uplifting ending and episode. And yeah, this has been a great season. Enjoyed it, and hope for more. So, Fred MacGuffin giving you the guff on The Murmuring, Season 1, Episode 8. Fred MacGuffin has reviewed.